High in the mountains, shrouded in perpetual mist, stood the Mountain Shadow Inn. Once a grand hotel, it now creaked with age, its grandeur faded. Locals whispered tales of room 313, a room forever cloaked in shadow, where a dark history lingered. They said it was haunted, but the innkeeper, a pragmatic man weathered by time, dismissed these as mere stories. Emma, a young woman with a thirst for adventure and a healthy dose of skepticism, arrived at the inn on a stormy evening. The rain poured down in torrents and the wind howled through the trees, creating an eerie atmosphere that would have unnerved most people. But not Emma. She was determined to prove that the stories she had heard were nothing more than figments of overactive imaginations. She scoffed at the tales of room 313, her logical mind dismissing them as superstitious nonsense. To her, the idea of ghosts haunting a room was laughable, a relic of old folklore that had no place in the modern world.
Ghosts are just stories. They can't hurt you,
she declared, checking into the very room others avoided. The inn's dim lighting and creaky floors did little to shake her confidence. She was here to debunk myths, not to be swayed by them. The innkeeper, a man with eyes that held the wisdom of the mountains, looked at her with a mixture of amusement and concern. He had seen many like her before, confident and dismissive, only to leave with a different perspective.
Perhaps, miss, but even stories hold a grain of truth. Sometimes it's the things we can't see that have the most power.
The storm raged outside, mirroring the turmoil brewing inside room 313. The wind howled through the cracks in the old building, creating an eerie symphony with the relentless rain. Lightning illuminated the rooms sporadically, casting fleeting shadows that danced on the walls. A series of knocks echoed from the old oak closet, each one sending shivers down Emma's spine. She had heard the stories of this room, tales of restless spirits and unexplained phenomena, but she had always dismissed them as mere legends. Her heart pounded in her chest, her earlier confidence waning. The air grew colder and she could almost feel the presence of something unseen watching her every move. She had dismissed the stories, but now, enveloped by the room's eerie silence, doubt crept in. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional creak of the old floorboards and the distant rumble of thunder. As she looked into the antique mirror, a cold dread gripped her. The mirror, with its ornate frame, seemed to hold secrets of its own, reflecting not just her image, but something far more sinister. It wasn't her reflection staring back, but the translucent image of a young woman, her face etched with sorrow. The ghostly figure seemed to reach out, her eyes pleading for help, her lips moving in silent whispers. Emma stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat, her skepticism crumbling in the face of the unexplainable. She realized that the stories were not just tales, but warnings of the restless spirits that still lingered in room 313. Shaken, Emma sought out the innkeeper, her heart pounding in her chest. She had heard whispers about the inn's haunted past, but never believed them until now. His weathered face softened with understanding as she recounted her experience, every detail making his eyes grow more somber.
"The room holds a sad story," he began, his voice tinged with sorrow.
He said, his voice low, almost as if he feared the walls might hear. He told her of a young bride, left at the altar, who took her own life in that very room. The tragedy had left a mark, a scar that never healed.
They say her heartbroken spirit never left, forever wandering the halls, searching for her lost love.
Emma listened, her skepticism replaced with a profound sadness. She could almost feel the bride's sorrow, the weight of her unfulfilled dreams. The room wasn't just haunted by a ghost, it was steeped in the weight of a tragic past, a past that seemed to cling to the very walls. As dawn broke, painting the sky with hues of hope, Emma checked out of the Mountain Shadow Inn. The morning light felt like a promise of new beginnings. She left with more than just her luggage. She carried the weight of the story, the chilling encounter, and a newfound belief in the whispers of the past. The inn, with its tragic history, had left an indelible mark on her soul.